drew a circle and salt on the kitchen stone. Asked the dark for a sign when to come home. A gold thread moved through my window pane, like something ancient calling my name. So hands drum, hands turn the hourglass. What is mine will not pass. Sun on my shoulders, moon in my bones. Divine timing finds me alone. Line, I got one hand on the pain, one hand on the line. Rushing through the age called dream.
My name is Hobbsy, and welcome to the Happiness Fighters Army, an army where we fight for happiness, our success, our dreams, against our own version of our own darkness, be physical, mental, life situations, or just a big bad world right now. Well, it's time to party our asses off, all us WWE fans. Yes, it's that time of the year. It's time for the biggest party of the summer in the US, of the winter here in Australia, SummerSlam! SummerSlam is like one of my top favorite PLEs of all time throughout the year. I have 5. It's Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, SummerSlam, Money in the Bank, and Survivor Series War Games. So we're on number 3 at the moment. And I just thought I'd make a long prediction video this time, seeing it's 2 nights, there's so many matches. And yeah, so I thought I'd go through the matches, say what I think could happen, any surprise elements, anything and everything to SummerSlam I'm going to talk about. Before I get on with the video and predictions of actual SummerSlam, I want to tell you guys what's been going down in the skit series. If you haven't watched it, it is posted on here on my YouTube channel and my Instagram and TikTok. And basically, Hobbsy is no more. She's dead. All the other karmic goddesses and gods are angry at Desasia for killing her after WrestleMania. Desasia's queen of the karmic world and the underworld at the moment, so she's the queen of everything. And yeah, that's that bit. Love and Finance are no more after Love ran away with Karma at her wedding to Finance, which Desasia's not happy about. And they got help from Positivity and Darkseid to escape, so that now their 4 are on the run, hiding sort of thing. And basically, in retaliation of Love running away with Karma and escaping Desasia's hold over the karmic and underworld, she decided to kill Love's mum, Queen Aphrodite, and Karma's parents, Desasia's brother-in-law and sister, in front of the whole karmic underworld to send a message to Love and them all: you can't escape me, and if you do, more people are going to get hurt, etc., etc. And Love didn't like this. She wanted to kill Desasia then and there, but Positivity was like, no, we have to play this out, play this smart. And we've also found out that Positivity is the long-lost princess of the Hopetopia people, and that Desasia killed and destroyed in her earlier years. So Positivity, or Princess by Positivia, really has a grind gear with Desasia, and yeah. So also on the other side, Finance lost her mind, went off the deep end, and had a one-night stand with PMOS, which was formerly known as PCOS in the skit series. I changed it when PCOS changed from PCOS to PMOS. That's why there's the name change there. And now they look like to be an item, but they're not. They're just really good friends with benefits. And yeah. And that leads to these two matches at SummerSlam in my skit series. First one is Desasia versus Princess Spa Positivia in a karmic tribal combat match for everything's on the line. The rulers of both realms, the title, winner gets all basically. So yeah, that's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. And Love and Finance are going to go at it one more time in a karmic street fight match. Winner gets the undisputed Commonwealth Championship, and yeah. So if you want to see the results of that, you're going to have to tune in to the skit series here on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, wherever you're watching. And lastly, I want to give you guys a future update on this skit series, Taking on My Rivals. While I love doing it and it is my therapy project and it is my diary, lately I haven't been feeling motivated to write, film, produce, edit the skit series. I've had writer's block, and also that combined with my overwhelmingness of being on social media, I have made the executive decision to take a break from posting on social media for a while after SummerSlam. So I will not be posting the skit series anymore, just for a while. I don't know when I'll be coming back or if I'm coming back at all. But yeah, I just need to take a mental and physical health break. But no, if I do come back, the skit series will continue on from after SummerSlam right up until whenever I left. So, for example, we'll go from the next storyline will be Money in the Bank and then continue on from there. Even if it's months after Money in the Bank has been. I need to do this for my physical and mental health. And yeah, I am sorry to anyone that has joined this skit series. It's just I need to take a break from social media. So, yeah. So, I hope you guys will enjoy the ending of this SummerSlam storyline. Okay, it's time for my predictions of Night 1 and Night 2 of SummerSlam 2026. Now, I'm going to start with Night 1, then go to Night 2, go through all the matches, say what I think could happen, and any surprises that I think could happen, I will recap at the end if I haven't already mentioned them in a match when talking about that match. And then after that, I want to give you guys a little update on something or a couple things that I've been working on lately. So with that, let's get on with the predictions, shall we? Now, we're going to go Night 1 of SummerSlam. And we're going to start with the 6-man tag match between the Usos, Jimmy and Jade, and Jacob Fatu versus the team of Royce Keys, LA Knight, and Solo Sikoa. Now, if you asked me a year ago, would I see LA Knight and Solo Sikoa working together? I would say no way. But for some reason, lately, it works in an unusual kind of way. So, yeah. And with the bloodline reforming as well, it makes sense. I'm going to call it now. These men are going to be in Survivor Series War Games with a bloodline Civil War match with Roman, and maybe you could put fellow Happiness Fighter Army member, the Visionary God Seth Rollins in there. And maybe 2 others, like Drew McIntyre for the non-bloodline line and another bloodline member that we haven't even seen yet. But with this match, I am going to say I actually can't pick a winner for this match. And it's not because I'm a fan of both teams. I just think it's going to end in a brawl. I'm going to say it's going to end in a brawl. Someone's going to get disqualified or both going to get counted out and they're just going to go off like that. I reckon that's what's going to happen for that match. Now we move on to the next match. The 6-woman tag team match between the new tag team champions of Fatal Influence, Fallon Henley and Lainey Reed, with JC Jane, versus the Bella Twins, Brie and Nikki Bella, and fellow Happiness Father Army member Paige. Now, at the moment, there is no tag team titles on the line as I'm filming this before Friday Night SmackDown. But I could see them adding the stipulation, whichever team wins gets those titles. I reckon it should be for the titles, whichever team wins. And I'm not saying this because I want Paige and Brie to have the titles again, or Nikki and Brie to have the titles again. I actually think this would be a great way to spice up this storyline. Now, how could you put those tag team titles on the line? It's simple. Sometime between now and SummerSlam, it could be on Friday Night SmackDown this week, have a segment between these two teams and say Fatal Influences like your has-beens, you're going down sort of thing, and then we'll say Nikki or Brie or Paige, one of them says, well, if we are so-called husbands, you're not scared then, put those titles on the line, prove it sort of thing, in their kind of way. And then that's how we get these tag team titles on the line at SummerSlam. I'm always going to root for any fellow Happiness Fighter Army member. So I have to go with Paige and her sisters, the Bella Twins, Brie and Nikki, the way they get the tag team titles back. And this could lead to a very interesting storyline and a very interesting match coming up. And that match is between Nikki and fellow Happiness Fighter Army member Paige at the next, say, Saturday Night Main Event. And that is a one-on-one match, and whoever wins gets to be Brie's tag team partner. Because who replaced Nikki at WrestleMania? Paige. So Nikki could be very jealous a little bit of that, and they could do some sort of match to resolve this. But if there's no titles on the line, or say they do lose, I could see maybe Nikki turning on Paige, and then they start that rivalry up again. And this could lead Paige to reunite with another fellow Happiness Fighter Army member, Big Time Becky Lynch, and could lead to her joining maybe Becky's side if she's in War Games team in the future. I've got this really funny feeling that we're going to get Charlotte, Bayley, Becky, Paige. You could put Alexa Bliss if she's back in time. If not, Rhea or Natty versus the Bella Twins, Nikki and Brie, AJ Lee, and say one other. Someone from the Diva era. That's not Paige. But if Paige wants to join that team, fair enough. But I feel like we're going to get Paige and Becky and Charlotte, maybe a PCB reunion this year, if not a 3 out of 4 horsewoman reunion, and I really want that. And this could be the starting of that storyline with if Paige and the Bellas lose at SummerSlam and then Nikki turns on Paige and Brie's the in-between. I just see this epic women's generation of feuds playing out at War Games, and I feel like we're getting the starting of those little tidbit storylines that will combine right up until Survivor Series. And we really need it right now. As a woman fan, I'm not liking the women's storylines at the moment. I feel like we're going backwards a little bit. Nothing to the women. I just think it's higher ups that are doing the problem. And I feel like a women's generational feud would play out very well right now. Because I'm going to say it, the women's division on NXT right now is way better than the main show storylines. So, yeah. So yeah, I got a little bit sidetracked there, but yeah, I'm gonna go Paige and Nikki and Brie, the Diva Goats. But I could see Fatal Influence winning and setting up a storyline for a downfall between Paige and Nikki and Brie. So, speaking about fellow Happiness Fighter Army members, we're going to go on to the next match, and that is fellow Happiness Fighter Army member, the greatest of all time, Liv Morgan versus Io Sky for the Women's World Championship. Now, I don't see Liv losing it, especially after her fellow Happiness Fighter Army member and Judgment Day member Raquel Rodriguez is the new IC champion now after winning it off Soul this Monday Night Raw, which a big congratulations to Raquel. Finally, you got that title you deserve. I'm so happy. As a Raquel Rodriguez fan, I've been wanting this for years. So, yeah. So, I don't see Liv losing. Maybe Judgment Day helps somehow. I don't know. But I don't see Liv losing that title at SummerSlam. And then we're just going to have the Judgment Day girls rule over the division. But I'm going to play devil's advocate here. I don't see her losing it. But if she did, I could see her going after Raquel's title now, as maybe Liv is jealous of Raquel and they set up that feud. Or Roxanne's just jealous of Raquel and Liv and being left out and she finally turned. But I don't see Liv losing it. And yeah, nothing against the other. I just really don't see Liv losing that title at SummerSlam. But if she does and Io does win, I'm not mad. I'm an Io fan, but I'm always going to go my fellow Happiness Fighter Army members first and foremost. So yeah. The next match is Gunther versus former GM Nick Aldis. After he gave up his GM rights as he's going to face Gunther at SummerSlam, this match needed to happen. I'm going to go Nick Aldis just because I want to see him win his first match back in the ring after so long. Because people forget he used to be actually a wrestler before becoming a GM. But I understand if they make Gunther win at SummerSlam. And maybe this could start Nick Aldis' wrestling career back up. And the next person he faces is maybe Sammy on that list. But yeah, this match is going to be interesting. I'm not so much interested in it, but I am interested. Okay, then we're going to move on to the match that I'm looking forward to the most. And that is the ruler, the King of the Ring for 2026, over Femi versus the Beast Incarnate, Brock Lesnar, in Hell in a Cell. I love Hell in a Cell matches. They're my favorite kind of matches. So much carnage, anything and everything possible could happen. And I've been asking for a good Hell in a Cell match for ages. So WWE must have listened, maybe. And I actually made a suggestion in my Instagram stories when I heard these two were going to go at it. It should be Hell in a Cell. And to have the rubber match between these two in Hell in a Cell, it's perfect story writing. And I can't pick a winner. And this is coming from someone that doesn't like Brock Lesnar match. I literally cannot pick a winner. But I will predict that someone's going to bleed by the end of the match. And maybe one of the cell walls is going to be broken through or ripped off or something like that. There's going to be so much carnage. It's like putting Godzilla and King Kong in a Hell in a Cell match. You don't know what's going to happen until that night. And there's going to be so much carnage and chaos. And I cannot wait. I live for that in WWE. So yeah. Now we move on to the main event match, which should be, in my eyes, the Oba and Brock in the Hell in a Cell match. But I think they're going to put the Undisputed Championship match between Cody Rhodes and the champion CM Punk as the main event of night one. Just because fans want it. Or they think fans want it. And I'm going to go Cody for this. Only reason is I am an avid CM Punk hater. And I want to know in the comments, are you like me? Do you hate CM Punk as well? Or are you one of the fans of his? Because I hate Punk. I really do. There's no amount of money that someone could give me to like Punk. I don't see why he came back. Like, I understand why he came back because the fans want it and all that. But I feel like at the moment, the company's just like, okay, CM Punk's our cash cow. And he's taking no time away from other superstars, even though he says he's not. And yeah. So if you don't like me being a CM Punk candidate, that's your problem. But yeah, I'm going to go Cody for this. And I'm going to say he's going to win in a weird way. And that way is with someone's help. Not like he won't know that they're helping, but they're going to help. And that is either going to be Sami Zayn, Randy Orton, or someone we have not seen for a while and was his opponent at Royal Rumble not this year, the year before. And that is Kevin Owens. And they'll do it so then they can take the title off of Cody. But I have to play devil's advocate here just because I think this is probably the more plausible option that's going to happen. And that is that those people will cost Cody the title and then we'll get heel Cody. I reckon. And heel babyface, I don't care. I'm still going to like Cody Rhodes no matter what. But yeah, I see maybe Kevin Owens getting involved in this match. I really do. If he wants to come back. Or Randy Orton. I just feel like one of those two is going to return. So yeah, they're my predictions for night 1 of WWE SummerSlam 2026. Now it's time to move on to the night 2 predictions of WWE SummerSlam 2026. Now we're going to move on to the first match, which is Danhausen, the very nice, very evil superstar, versus Dirty Dom. And as of Monday Night Raw this week, it's been announced it will be Human Monies on a Pole match. Now, I see this either being like a Money in the Bank ladder match, the briefcase is above the ring and they have to fight over it, or I see them actually just having a pole in the corner and the Human Money briefcase is around that pole, and then they just have to fight over it. That's how I see this match playing out. And I actually like it, having that stipulation, because without it, this match would be boring. So having some sort of stipulation in there lightens this match up. Now, I think JD is definitely going to come out and help. I think that to have Danhausen back, you could either have the Minionhausens come out, Miz or Kit Wilson, Matt Cardona, but the one I think that's really going to help Danhausen, and that's going to be Joe Hendry after the concert this week. And I feel like Dirty Dom and JD might get the Humans' monies back. But if they want to continue it, have Danhausen win, and then they could do it the next Saturday Night Main Event or Triple Mania, a mixed tag team match between Joe Hendry and Danhausen versus JD and Dirty Dom. You could still do it the other way as well. But yeah, this match is going to be very funny and hilarious, and I think that's what SummerSlam needs a little bit of. So I can't wait. And yeah. Now we move on to the next match, and that is the United States Championship match between the United States Champion Trick Williams versus the surprise return of Baron Corbin. If you told me last year that Baron Corbin was going to return, I would not believe you. This is just a left turn storyline, and I'm enjoying Baron Corbin's return. I feel like he's ready to return to I feel like he's ready to be great in the company. And I hope he wins, because then he can defer that US title that looks fugly right now with that fur around it. Sorry to anyone that loves the fur around the US title. I just do not. It just makes it look cheesy and cheap. So, Baron Corbin, if you win that title at SummerSlam, can you defer it, please? But yeah, I'm going Baron Corbin for this match. Then we move on to the IC Championship between Penta and Chad Gable. Now, I'm torn about this one, because as a Penta fan, I want Penta to retain. But then, as someone that is starting to like Chad Gable again, and liking his redemption story, and with SummerSlam being in his hometown, I want Gable to win. So I'm torn, so I'm not making a decision on that one. I reckon there's going to be a respectful match, and they're going to shake each other's hand, whoever wins at the end of the match. That's my prediction for that. Then we move on to the undisputed WWE Championship future title shot match between Finn Balor and the former undisputed WWE Champion, Sami Zayn. Now, before I get into this match, I have to say one thing. WWE screwed up with taking that title off of Sami Zayn. I'm going to say it. And the reason why they took the title off of Sami is because they don't see Sami being a great moneymaker champion, which WWE screwed up there very, very badly. I don't know whose idea it was, but whoever it was, they screwed up badly. Especially after so long, Sami has been fighting for that title. He finally gets it, and he only has it for 9 days, and then gets it taken off of it. It just doesn't make sense in my head, and with Sami going off at the moment, is making so much sense in my head. It really does. I'm a ride or die Sami fan, and I was so happy to see him win that title, and then so angry to see him lose it 9 days later to who he did lose it to, and the champion right now, Stupid Punk. So, yeah, I'm not happy about this. Sami should still be champion in my eyes. And he could have brought so many of new talent to that title range, like Priest, Finn Balor, for example, his opponent, Johnny Gargano. You could have had him versus Johnny Gargano at SummerSlam, because this could have been the thing that brought him out of his zombie state. But no, WWE was like, no, we don't see Sami as great champion material. We're just going to take it off of him by him losing it to Stupid Punk 9 days later. So, yeah. So, with what Sami's been saying in segments right now, it's making so much sense. And I'm, on board with him for that. And so that's why half of me is on board with Sami winning this match at SummerSlam, because then he faces whoever wins out, CM Punk or Cody, and hopefully gets that title back and actually has a good title run this time. But then, as a Finn Balor fan, lately he's been doing pretty well and showing us the Finn Balor before Judgment Day, and I'm really enjoying that, and I would love to see him have top title again. So I'm actually torn with this. So yeah, I could go either way, but I think justice for Sami is a little bit more ruling over who I want to win, and I'm hoping it's Sami. And this could be where Kevin Owens comes back as well and helps Sami win this match, but we'll just have to wait and see. Now we're going to move on to the interim Women's WWE Championship ladder match at SummerSlam between the People's Queen, Charlotte Flair, Jade Cargill, Chelsea Green, Tiffany Stratton, and a mystery opponent. At this point, a match on SmackDown may be announced. After this video comes out, we could actually just have Nia actually put in the match after she getting screwed twice in a row. But I feel like they're going to do some sort of surprise element and keep us getting this thing right up until SummerSlam. And if that's the case, I see two people it could be. Firstly, it could be fellow Happiness Fighter Army member Mummy Rhea Ripley, if she is medically cleared by then. I'm not saying she is or isn't, but they could do a whole thing like 2 days out she gets medically cleared and they don't tell anybody, and then Mummy's music plays as the last entrant into this match. But I don't think that's going to happen, but if it does, I'm here for it. I am a Rhea Ripley fan. I've literally got her name tattooed on my body, so I'm still hoping that Rhea's going to be in this match. I really do, but either way, she gets first dibs when she does come back. So, and to Rhea Ripley, don't worry about us fans. Just focus on getting better and healthier for that epic comeback that you're going to have either at SummerSlam or whenever it's going to be. Second person I think that could make a return in this ladder match is someone that's been almost out for a year, and that is Miss Caution herself, Naomi. Because she had to give up that title, right? And recently I was watching WWE Unreal Season 3 on Netflix. Have not been paid to promote that, just mentioning it. And they were talking about Naomi and her pregnancy announcement. And they said last August. It's almost August. That would be almost a year. So depending when she had the bub and how far out it is from that and if she wants to come back or not. Plus, her husband and her brother-in-law, Jimmy J, are going to be at SummerSlam as well. It would be an epic return. And while it wasn't the title she had to give up, it is a title that she could go for. And who won the title? And who did she win the title off of with her Money in the Bank briefcase last year? Rhea. So they could be setting up that for when Rhea returns as well if she wins this ladder match and is in it. So yeah, if she does return, I'm putting her as my pick to win this match. If not, I am going to go. If not, I reckon the People's Queen, Charlotte Flair, will get number 15 and it'll set up some sort of Jade and Charlotte rivalry for a while. And she'll get number 15 for that little girl that passed away that she was a mentor to. I think she has to do it for that reason. So yeah, if it's not Naomi, I'm going to go the People's Queen, Charlotte Flair. But also, I reckon we're going to have a great turn betrayal moment between Chelsea Green and Tiffany Stratton at SummerSlam. Maybe with Blake Monroe's help, which will set up a future US title match. So yeah, that's my predictions on that. Now we move on to the main event match of Night 2 between my OTC, Roman Reigns, versus fellow Happiness Fighter Army member, the visionary god himself, Seth frickin' Rollins. Whoa! And I'm torn. I really am torn between these two. Because as a Shield girl, these were my two favourite Shield members. I was always a Roman Reigns and a Seth Rollins girl. And I am really torn in this match. I want both to win, I really do, but someone's got to win in this match. Both of them can't be World Heavyweight Champion. So, yeah, but I do see Roman's family, like his wife and kids, and fellow Happiness Fighter Army member, Big Time Becky Lynch and her daughter Rue, being in the front row and then having some sort of taunt between two wrestlers and their families. You could have Becky slap Roman. I think that's why Becky's not on the card this year. That plus, she needs some time off. And there's no point putting on there if there's no storyline for it. But I feel like we could see Big Time Beck's return at SummerSlam in this sort of capacity. And I would like it. It would show the history between these two. It really would. Plus, I just want to see Becky slap Roman Reigns. It would be like an epic SummerSlam moment. But some other things that could happen in this match is that we see the return of Bronson Reed to help out Seth freaking Rollins, because Bronson Reed's had history with Roman. You could see the bloodline come out in this match, like Jimmy, Jay, and Jacob, and then also you could see Royce Keys, LA Knight, and Solo come out and them having a brawl. But I think maybe Roman might say to the bloodline, you guys are going to stay back door here. This is between me and Seth, like a one-on-one match. Possibility, but this is a way out there possibility. You could have a Shield reunion in the ring with, like, say the ref getting hacked somehow, or announcement of a special guest referee in this match. And if he is out of his contract in AEW, Dean Ambrose, aka John Moxley, could return at SummerSlam to WWE. That would be epic. As a Shield girl, that would be like, oh my god moment. But that's the way out there theory in my head. But the possible one that I think could happen and would be very, very, very interesting is if fellow Happiness Fighter Army member, the final boss, The Rock, returns at SummerSlam and either helps Seth Rollins to win that title or actually helps his Uso Roman to win that title, which I think they're going to go more that way. But if they did go to Seth way, you could have Seth Rollins sell his soul to the final boss. That would be epic. To screw like Roman. But I think they're going to do more like The Rock helping his Uso, and then maybe him betraying Roman after the match. That could happen as well. I feel like somehow we're going to get The Rock back, and this is how The Rock's going to come back. So yeah, it's somehow The Rock's going to be involved, and he's going to help either one of them win. That's my prediction for this match. I hope it's Seth, I really do, but I could see more of a Roman. So yeah, they're my predictions for WWE SummerSlam for every match. Now, any surprise elements that I haven't mentioned? I think we're going to get an announcement of the John Cena Classic, maybe, finally, when and where it is going to be. Maybe an announcement of a future show in Australia, hopefully. And maybe the announcement of when WWE Club is actually coming internationally. Because I know this Friday it's coming to the US. But I hope it's internationally soon. But yeah, they're all the surprise elements that I can think of. Knowing WWE, they'll do something that I'll be like, what the? But yeah. Whoa. Can you please just stay a little bit longer? I know this video is long and people don't have a lot of attention span lately, but I want to talk to you about two things that I'm very proud of that I've done recently. And these are things that are helping me achieve some dreams of mine that I've had for the longest time. And the first thing is that I released my own music with the help of AI, of course, with the lyrics, but the vocals are all mine and the heart and the passion in it. And I released 2 albums worth of songs. They're out on Spotify, YouTube Music, most other musical platforms under the name Hobbsy. And the 2 albums are called, firstly, Happiness Fighters Army. And that one is an 80s pop rock burlesque vibe type of album. And it's all about motivational songs or songs that are happy that help you fight against your own darkness. And then the second album called Joy is more of a witchy, burlesque, more vulnerable album. And it's all about songs that of my own darkness, things I've had to deal with, how I'm a warrior I've become out of it, how I've learnt my own magic, or what makes me me. And yeah, some of these songs are used in the skit series. Some will be used in future skit series episodes once I do return. And yeah, I just really hope you guys enjoy the music. I hope it helps you fight against your own darkness and maybe heal some past traumas or make you feel not alone in the world, because for me, music is very healing and helps me feel like me when I'm at my lowest. And that was the purpose of this music, just to help others feel not so alone and get out of their own darkness. So yeah, I hope you guys really enjoy it. You can go check it out. The link is in my bio. If you can't find the bio on my YouTube, it's on my socials. So yeah. The second thing that I'm very proud of and letting me live out Lil Joy's dream and is this. My book. Yes, I am an author. I have turned my darkness and my pain into a book called Day by Day Fighter to help others feel not so alone and know that no matter how dark it can get, you can fight against your darkness, even if it's one day at a time. And this has been a 4.5-year project. This is the first ever therapy project that I ever did after my health turn in 2022. Because I started putting pen to paper and writing out all my darkness, all my mental health problems, all my health problems, all my life situations from since I was born right up until then, even after my health turn, and how I fought back against it. And before I knew it, I had this book all written out, all ready to go. And if anyone is worrying that their name is actually in this book that has been a part of that journey, note that I've legally changed your name. The only names that are the same are like famous people or wrestlers. But yeah, I finally published it. It's out on Amazon. You can buy a paperback copy or a hard copy or even an ebook copy right now off of Amazon. I really would love people to read this book, because even if one person reads this book and feels not so alone and know that they can fight their own darkness one day at a time, then my job is done here. So yeah, I'm very proud of this. This has been a long time in the coming and needed to be released, and I did it. So if you want your own copy of Day by Day Fighter, go to Amazon, and that's where you find it. I'm going to end the video here, and I hope you guys are having a nice, sunny, joyful day. If not, I'm sending nice, joyful, sunny hugs your way.